Hey guys, it's been a while since I've done a speed paint like this, and it's the first time I'm talking while doing the speed paint thing, so please excuse my rambling. I'm trying to see if I can do this without a script, and I'm also apologizing in advance for the small window because it's normally the full screen window, but last time I tried to do a speed paint, it was a year ago, and I kept going in and out of focusing because I wasn't watching something, and normally I'm more focused if I'm multitasking, so excuse that in advance. So what I was doing was that I was just trying to do an anime art styles challenge thing, like those 6 art style challenge, but instead of your friends art styles you have anime art styles, because I just wanted to test my abilities with that. Plus it was a more fun thing. I'm doing it with my Pokemon OC, the one that you saw from the last animatic, because I love her. So the first one is obviously the Pokemon Sun and Moon's art style, because she's Pokemon OC, so it's gonna happen. And I picked Sun and Moon out of all the other animes is because I really like the Sun and Moon art style more than the other art styles. The Sun and Moon art style is more, I just like it more. It's a lot squishy and cute. I also like the ones with the Sword and Shield art style, because it's a cool blend between the previous art styles in Pokemon and because you have the squishiness but also the semi-angularness, but still retaining its soft and squishy art style from Sun and Moon. And also, as you can see, I made her hairstyle a bit more lighter because I didn't have any references to go by for more darker hair. There was Kiawe, but his hair wasn't that dark, so I'm I'll just lighten up her hair. I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. And I also did that with the other art styles later on. So onwards is the My Hero art style, and I kid you not, I've had trouble mimicking this art style before because I've done it before with my Hero OCs, and let me tell you, they were shit. I'm just saying it right now. Trying to do that was hard because I think this is the most detailed out of all the other art styles. Because I think it's the most detailed out of all the other art styles, because you have the folding is more specific, the hair is more specific, they have the lines in the hair, and I'm just sitting here bro, how do I mimic something so detailed? And the ear is also really hard to do as well, because I don't know why, but I was trying to do the ear, and I just said fuck it, and I just covered up the ear with more hair, so you don't get to see her other ear. Next up is The Promised Neverland. Now with this one, I was having the most fun with this one. I think this is my favorite art style that I try to copy. Could it be because of the fact that my Pokemon OC and Ray are similar both look-wise and character arc-wise? Maybe. Could be that. Both traders working for a big scary MILF and then realize, oh fuck, gotta be with these two. I don't know. But yeah, I think this is the most fun that I've done with the art style. Trying to mimic it. and just see how it looked in the end. Also, I realized the hair is a bit too asymmetrical, but shh, don't tell the others that. Just keep it between the two of us. The next up is Digimon Try. This one and the one after, I believe I had the most trouble with it, and that's why it's the least favorite ones that I did, because I haven't really watched these animes in a while. Digimon Try, I binged it all within one day. I also made her hair symmetrical because I didn't know, I was looking at the art style over and over again, and thinking back, I could have made it asymmetrical, because Ty's hair was slightly asymmetrical, but I wasn't thinking of it because I feel like even though the Digimon art style is super simplistic, there's also times where it looks semi-realistic as well with the hair. So I'm like, I guess I'll just make it symmetrical, which is why it's the only art with her hair being symmetrical. And then lastly is Little Witch Academia. Even though this was the last art style, I originally was intending to do the Powerpuff Girls Z art style, but when I was doing that, I realized halfway through was kind of shitty, so decided to scrap that last minute. And that was when the first recording, I called it a day, and I spent the whole rest of the next day thinking about what other art style I should do, because there's also other animes that I watch. And then I found out that Little Witch Academia was one that I could do. Safe to say that I also had a bit of trouble with this one as well. Again, because it's been a while since I watched the series. And also because the line art was a lot more trickier to go through, because the line art had some widths in some areas and I didn't know how to conquer that. So I ended up with just winging it in the end with the line art. And safe to say, even though it's one of my least favorites, I still think it's okay at most. And the cool thing that I found out was that each character from the refs that I use has a different shading kind of style to it. Because I found out that Diana had a cooler shading style, while Akko had a warmer shading styles, and Suzy had a more just saturated shading style, which was really interesting to find out. So I tried to apply that to my character, what kind of shading style would she have, even though she's mostly cool tones, even though with the exception of her eyes, with her eye skin and bandana. So that's all I would really have to say for this. I hope the script doesn't end up being I hope me rambling didn't end up being complete utter garbage, and I was at least somewhat entertaining to you guys. Other than that, that's all I gotta say, and I'll leave the rest of the Speedpaint to you guys. See ya!